Tap in. Tap in, peace family. Tap in. Tag somebody, tag somebody, tag somebody. Right to travel, right to travel. Right to travel, right to travel. Tag somebody that you know is going through a case dealing with suspended license or no tags, or tag somebody, tag somebody. Peace family, peace family, peace, peace, peace. All that. Tap in. Peace family. Tag somebody that you know don't have a license. Well, they're not traveling because they feel like their license is suspended. Tag somebody you know isn't driving their car because, or isn't traveling in their motor conveyance due to the fact their tags are expired. Tag somebody you know that don't have a license but still wish to travel. Alright, because this video or this live is pertaining to that. Alright, you do not need a license to travel. You do not need a license plate to travel. You don't need a registration to travel. What else don't you need to travel? Make sure I'm hitting all the bases. What else? Yeah, the DMV is a corporation. You gotta remember, the DMV is a corporation that's basically hired by the state. You see what I'm saying? So we ain't too much worried about what the DMV is talking about. So that's how you kind of gotta. Yeah, you don't have to have insurance to travel. Okay, you don't need insurance to travel. A lot of people say, well, what happens if you hit somebody? Well, then that becomes a whole nother issue. That becomes a whole nother issue. Now you have damaged someone's property. Okay, a crime is any injury to a person or a person's property. Okay, so overstand, y'all. Overstand. You do not have to have none of these things to travel. Keep in mind, I'm saying travel, because if you're driving, you need all those things. Okay? Driving is a privilege. Alright, you had to be licensed to drive. That's why you had to go take the license test. Okay? But you have a right to travel on public highways, on public sidewalks. You got to hear the verbiage. Public. Alright, you can, it's the public highways. They try to say, oh no, we need the tax. Has nothing to do with none of that. Alright, you do not need a license to travel. Alright, you have a right to travel. That is one of your liberties. You have a right. You have the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Y'all, this is in the Constitution, y'all. You have a right to travel. You can just go to damn YouTube and just type in right to travel and see how many people beating cases utilizing the Constitution. I don't know how folks like get stuck. Like, well, where can I find more information? YouTube. Where can I find more information on YouTube? Y'all think this stuff is new? And when y'all get on there, watch how old the videos is. These folks been out. People been beating cases for being allegedly driving when they was traveling. Alright, so which means when you get pulled over, and again, you gotta use your own judgment, y'all. You can't. I know what I'm about to say. I'm gonna say a lot of stuff on this live, but it don't mean just go out there and start doing it. You see what I'm saying? Because you gotta be just like your bills. You can't just start sending your bills off because they gonna repo your shit. You can't just start doing this or they gonna repo your body, meaning you gonna get locked up. So, and you might get locked up regardless if you exercise your rights. All right, a lot of these instances you gotta reserve your rights. You know, because you don't want to say too much where they'll use it against you. All right, so let's just say I didn't have any license, right? Or let's say I didn't have a license plate, right? And I was just driving regular or traveling regular. Let's say I didn't have a license plate, and I got pulled over. All right, the officer, the policy enforcer, will immediately start entering policy. He'll instantly say, hey, can you give me your driver's license, your registration, and your proof of insurance? So what did the officer just do there? He just assumed I was doing business. Did he ever ask me, hey, nice to meet you. I just want to say, are you doing business? Are you traveling or are you driving? They don't never ask that. They just assume. Just like these credit agencies have assumed the role to report a credit score. All right, we have allowed corporations to assume on our behalves because we are minors. A minor is anyone that is under 18 or anybody that's over 18 but isn't competent. So how many of you are over 18 and you're not competent of your rights? Well, Congress defines you as a minor. So you can't get mad when you say, oh, this system they didn't teach us this in school. The school was created by the state. What? Y'all see that minor mentality that we'll go straight to start blaming things on? Well, they don't need to be doing that. They don't need to be doing anything. But that don't mean they not. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean they not. So the cop comes to the vehicle, comes to the motor conveyance. He pulls up. He asks, hey, can you give me your license, registration, and proof of insurance? Never tells you what he's pulling you over for. Always just goes right into the policy, right into the script, because it's so normal now. You see what I'm saying? Like, before you get pulled over, most folks, 99.9% of people, if they have the information, the documents, they already getting that stuff ready before the policy enforcer gets to the window. They be like, oh shit, I got pulled over. Let me go get my license, my registration, proof of insurance. Hey, I'll say, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We already forking everything over. We don't do no kind of objections. We don't do no kind of challenging. We just roll over. And we've been doing that and for years. And slowly, our rights has been turned into privileges. Our rights have been turned into privileges. Alright? This ain't got nothing to do with what you claim and what you don't claim. This is your inalienable rights. Your inalienable rights. It don't matter what you don't gotta correct no status. Alright? You already have the status. You have inalienable rights. Go look. I want everybody to go Google that when they have time. Look up what an inalienable right is. Alright? We all have inalienable rights. We have the right to travel. Nobody can tell us what the where we can go, when we can go. We can go to A to B. We don't need no license to go to A to B. Alright, but when you're thinking about driving, when you hear the word driving, hey, got to get your driver's license. Who needs license? You got to think about CDL drivers, truck drivers, taxi drivers, food delivery drivers, plane operators, crane operators, forklift operators. You see what I'm saying? They always say, ask you, are you operating a vehicle? You should say, no, I am not. I am not operating anything right now. This is my motor conveyance to get me from point A to point B. I am not driving. I am traveling. I am not doing any business. You have a right to travel. You don't have a right to drive. But you have to understand that there's two conversations going on at one time. When there's two conversations going on at one time, you got to be the smartest one in the conversation and control the conversations. Well, feng shui, I apologize if that's not. You got to go do some more studying. No offense, but a question like that, it ain't about what you say to them. If you don't know what documents to have and how to enforce your documents, You got to get back to the drawing board. It don't matter what you say to them. You can say the most beautiful Shakespeare written poem ever. They're going to tell you policy. You see what I'm saying? Just like these cops going to do when they pull you over. They're going to stick to policy. So you can say all the constitutional rights all day to these policy enforcers. They're going to be like, oh, I've been an officer for 30 years. Listen, you have to have a license to operate a motor vehicle on the public highways. And I'll be like, oh, you're right. You're officer. I'm not denying that. All right, it's like when I put my rich voice on. Officer, I'm not denying that. Okay? But you must have the testicular fortitude, officers, to overstand the oath of the oath that you took under the Constitution. Okay, officer? Now I know you're a brilliant man. I know you've probably done a brilliant job for the force. All right? But I'm here to let you know you're not wrong. I'm just saying you're assuming that I'm in that category, and I'm not. I'm trying to let you know that I am traveling. Okay? I am traveling. I am not driving. You call this a motor, I'm operating? I call it me traveling. How else am I supposed to get to my mom's house? Now, don't be funny. Don't be a smart ass, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, be comfortable. Like, I'm just making it light right now because it be serious when it's at the door. You feel me? You ain't gonna be all that ha ha hee. Get your ass snatched up out that car. All right, but I'm just making light of it. But yeah, so you let them know, like, yo, I'm going to A to point B. I'm not doing any business, no kind of commerce. What is your reasonable, articulate suspicion? Okay, no, what is your reasonable, articulate fact? Articulable fact. What was the reason you pulled me over, officer? Because first thing you say, well, you can't just drive around with no tag, sir. Come on, you know that. And I'll be like, no, I don't know that. I thought I had to have a tag if I was driving. But again, I told you I was traveling, meaning I don't need a license plate. All right, now we can pull up, Article 6. We can pull up Article 3 of the Constitution, Clause 1, Clause 2, Clause 3. You feel me? We can do that all day, but we don't do that right there to the officer. You can try, and of course you want to ask for the supervisor. Yeah, but sometimes they force you to waive your rights, because if you got that pistol in your face and they saying get out the car, you ain't gonna be trying to fiddle through you know what I'm saying? You ain't about to be still trying to fiddle through no books. You about to get up out the car. Because now, after everything you're doing now, everything is under duress now. You see what I'm saying? It's under duress now. You got forced out of your car. Because they gave you orders like, you better get out this car or we going to get you out that car. Y'all know the threats that they give? That's extortion. You better give me your license or I'm going to snatch you out. That's like somebody selling cookies. Imagine aggressive lemonade stands. Imagine little girls having aggressive lemonade stands. Like when you walk by, they look at you, better buy my lemonade or I'm gonna kick you in your shins. And you be like, oh, okay, little girl, here. Damn. That's extortion. That's extortion. That's big extortion. Yeah, that's why a lot of folks getting beat to sleep, man. You can't just be taught. You gotta read the room. You gotta read the room. It don't matter how much you know, especially if you look like me. You ain't gonna be able to be all cocky with it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to. Oh, shy. Let me shut up. Let me go ahead. You can get on up out the car. Cause his eye twitching. Let me go ahead and get up out this car. Straight up, you said Stewie was aggressive with his lemonade stand. Yeah, but that's basically what's going on. They're forcing us to do business. This is extortion, especially if you tell them that you're traveling. Now, if you don't say all this, because a lot of folks be like, well, I didn't say anything. Well, you can't just be mute sitting in the car not saying nothing. You got to still defend yourself. Like, you can still be silent and still be verbal. And what I mean by that is not incriminating yourself, but still giving clear answers. You see what I'm saying? Like if they say, well, I need your driver's license because of, let them know, well, I'm not driving, Your Honor. I mean, I'm not driving, officer. I'm traveling. I'll give you a passport. I'll give you some other form of identification, but there's no need for me to give you a license because I'm not driving. I don't want to give you a license and then you subject me to be driving. Because if I hand you over that license, that's basically me voluntarily giving you and letting you know I'm doing business. So again, now if you do give it to them and it's because they're threatening you with escalation, that's different. All right, because when you go to court, you can explain that, like, yo, I only gave them that, Your Honor, because you know what I'm saying, they were scaring me. You know what I'm saying? I was fearing for my life, Your Honor. So I gave them my license. I told them from the get-go that I was traveling. I told them I wasn't doing business. That's why I don't have a tag on the back. All right. In the midst of all that, they pulled me out, yanked me out. They searched my car. They found a lot of marijuana. They found a loaded pistol. And that's how we got to this point, Your Honor. But I'm here today that he did not have no reasonable, articulable fact. All right, he didn't have no emergency. There was no emergency from the get-go. All right, I asked him at the traffic stop, who am I injuring? Am I injuring anyone? Because if I am, I'll make it right now. He told me I was injuring the state for not having a license plate. When I tried to tell him, well, I'm not under the jurisdiction of the state because I'm not doing business registered under the state. Now, I would still, I mean, you don't got to go to court. I would go to court because to be able to go to court and talk that to the judge, what? That's how you build confidence. I'm not saying you have to go, but go to court. Stand on what you know. See their faces. You know what I'm saying? Look at them in their eyes. You ain't doing nothing wrong. Now, of course, they say, man, you don't even got to go to court, which is true. You don't. But I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what's up. What's going on? You already going? You can go on YouTube and see people already winning. There's already Supreme Court rulings. Supreme Court is the law of the land, the constitutional law of the land. So these cases have already been won. It has already been done for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a religious person, but in the Bible it says everything has already been done for you. All you gotta do is walk in the footsteps. So you know what I'm doing? Walking in the footsteps. I'm not recreating anything. For what? I don't need to recreate anything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, go in there. Go in there and stand on what you know. Take a whole booklet with you. Go in there, dress nice. You feel me? It's time to shine. Take you a steel briefcase in there. You know what I'm saying? Look important because you are important. All right, go in there because they don't know what's about to hit them. All right, that's the kind of confidence you got to have. You know what I'm saying? This is like if anybody ever plays sports. You know what I'm saying? If anybody ever plays sports, you know how you got to talk to yourself like, man, I'm about to go off tonight. I'm feeling good because you have prepared properly. Only people that's nervous is those that ain't been studying. You've been trying to find templates. You know what I'm saying? The person you've been trying to get in touch with ain't been getting back to you fast enough. It's an emergency to you. You ain't been doing no study. So, of course, you're going to be nervous. But for those that have been studying, you know what's up. Man, I'm here on the behalf of the defendant. What seems to be the matter? Y'all charged the defendant, okay, when at the time the defendant wasn't the operator. You feel me? So since I am the heir, you know what I'm saying, I am the beneficial owner of the defendant, okay, it has brought harm to me, okay, for falsely accusing me of driving when I intentionally informed the officer that I was traveling, that I had a right to travel under the Constitution. All right. He ignored all that. All right. He had the pistol to my face. He forced me out of the vehicle under duress. During the search, he located a license, which he entered into his database, meaning he charged it because he took that license, went back and did a charge. These is like aggressive salesmen. You know what I'm saying? So everything he finds, he's just adding it up. Oh, damn, commission. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I got another charge. Oh, another charge. Oh, another charge. Oh, my gosh, I just found a grinder. Oh, paraphernalia. You see what I'm saying? Like off an unauthorized stop. You see what I'm saying? Nah, you don't need no... I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just letting y'all know. Go study. Because I can't tell you what's... You feel me? Because a lot of folks just gonna run and start doing and get their ass locked up. They gonna be like, oh, Mansa got me locked up. You said do this. I didn't say nothing. I said go read the Constitution. Go read Article 3. Go read Article 6. No, Title 6, Title 3. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can Amber, abracadabra. Yeah, you can, but you got to beat your case first. You can't do all that while the claim is on you, because right now you got to defend. You see what I'm saying? You got to defend. There has been a claim brought against you. You got to defend the claim first, beat the claim, then you can go back and sue. You see what I'm saying? You can loop around. I don't recommend any books. The Constitution. I don't recommend any books. I recommend the Constitution. I recommend the Transport the Transport Act. I recommend go looking up your police procedures in your state. But again, I'll focus on your right to travel under the Constitution. You don't need to read nothing else outside of that. Every time somebody asks me what books do I recommend, I don't recommend any books, because all books are just perceptions and interpretations from somebody else of the law, when you can just take your ass straight to the law. Go straight to the Constitution. It's free. It's free. I can't stand people asking me, do I got any books to recommend? I don't read books. I read acts. No offense to those actions, but I don't read books. Now, if you do buy a book, make sure it's straight from Congress. I got a Henry R. Cheeseman book, a business law book, that's definitely gonna help me out. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. I go to the GOAT. All them other people are just interpreters of what the GOAT says. You see what I'm saying? It's just like reading the Bible. I want to go, what Jesus at? I want his book. I want to hear this out of Jesus, man. I don't want to hear what Paul said. I don't want to hear what Luke said. I don't want to hear what Jacob said. I don't care about no chatty pat. I want to hear what the GOAT said. What he say? You know what I'm saying? So I want to go to the GOAT, Congress. Who pushed these laws out? Congress. I want to hear Congress interpretation, because Congress going to tell you how it is. Not no book. Book gonna give you interpretation. Folks just want that layman's term. Nah, you gotta be shoulder deep. You gotta get shoulder deep. Y'all ain't deep enough. Y'all trying to find layman books. Y'all trying to find law book for dummies and stuff, which is cool, but you're not gonna be able to use those dummy terms in the real court. That's just a transition for you so you can start using the real words. But again, just like an adult, you got to leave those childish words alone, and you got to start using real words. Like eat isn't a word anymore. You have to say, hey, I'm hungry. All right, bath, or poop, or a pee. That's not real. That's baby terms. Okay, we got to use real words. Like, I have to urinate. I have to defecate. Okay? All right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, anybody can sit down with me. Anybody that ain't gonna change nothing. Y'all gonna have to get y'all face in these acts. Like, you can sit with me for hours. All I'm gonna do is make it sound good. You feel me? I'm just gonna make that shit sound good. That shit ain't really gonna do much for you, but put a battery on your back and make you feel like you can run into the dealership, or go run and start applying for stuff, and then having you come back, hey, I did that, now what I do now? That ain't how this go, y'all. Like, and that's what weeds out the folks. And I just don't want y'all wasting y'all bread. You know what I'm saying? Thinking like just buying my class and seeing it one time, you just ready to go. Man, you gonna be sitting with candles. You gonna go outside and not have no car. You gonna come home after 30 days, after 60 days, and see a letter on your door. And then you gonna be trying to get back to me, and it's gonna be emergency. Nah, I ain't gonna be in no emergency mood, because I'm gonna be with my kids on the beach somewhere. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, you feel me? Like, I just want everybody to be overstand. Like, you gotta roll your own boat now. Now I can hop on your boat and tell you which way you gotta go, but after that, I got to jump off and get back to my own yacht. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to my own boat. You know what I'm saying? I got little seeds that's coming on my boat that I gotta make sure they get this information. So all you adults, you feel me? If you ain't no child, if you ain't under 18 years old, alright? Most people say, man, I just ain't got time for all that. Can you just show me? Hell no. If you ain't got time for that, I ain't got time for you. If you ain't got time to learn your rights, I ain't got time to show you your rights. That's just what it is. That's what it always gonna be. I had to tell my mama the same thing. Like, look, mama, you only 51 years old now. Hey, you better stop acting like your life is over with. You better learn these laws. You gonna get a letter on you, though. Nah, just like but straight up. But yeah. But back to traveling. You don't need a license to travel. Now, am I saying just start taking your license, or just start taking your place off now? No. How far are you willing to go with this? I'm willing to go to jail for it. You see what I'm saying? I done been to jail for it. So you gotta, what are you willing to do? You know what I'm saying? How far are you willing to go? A lot of y'all not built to go to jail. A lot of y'all is not in a position to go to jail for 2 or 3 days. You see what I'm saying? Because you may lose your job. You see what I'm saying? So you got to really understand what you're doing before you do all this. Because utilizing your rights, you're going to lose all your things you think you're supposed to be doing. All that's about to go. Yeah, you scared, don't even do this. It's a wrap. You're going to be in that cell crying like, what am I doing? Come get me. I don't want to do this anymore. What do I need to do? I plead guilty. Gosh, I plead guilty. I did it. Can y'all let me out now? I got to get back to my babies. Straight up. That's what's going to happen. I remember the first time I got like that, that's exactly what I did. I mean, I wasn't crying and shit. I was like, I can't sit in here. I'm about to bond out. Like, I thought I was going to have to bond out, but they ended up letting me PR bond. And for those that don't know what that is, you can sign yourself out. So once you sign yourself out, again, everything that they charge you with, because you got to really understand what's going on. Everything is really under duress. You feel me? You got to let them know I didn't consent to anything, but they was like, yo, they weren't going to let me get no cell. They weren't going to let me get no sheets. They weren't giving me no socks until I consented. I mean, they did me like that. They wouldn't give me no food. They wouldn't give me no mat. Y'all know how it is back there. You need that mat when you in holding. You ain't trying to sleep on that hard concrete floor, smell like piss. You know what I'm saying? You need that mat. They'll come pull the mats right before the sun come up. But shit, I ain't had no mat because I wasn't letting them do my fingerprints, nothing like that. But I also wasn't in the cell. I was just sitting out in the open. But when I started understanding what was going on, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. All right, they was letting me know, well, until you give us your fingerprints, we can't let you see the judge. They was telling me this, y'all. And I was just smiling like, do y'all know what y'all doing right now? Then I started like literally while I'm in booking, y'all, like I'm such a comedian, you feel me? Like I was making light of the situation, but I was also real respected. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, even though those are slave terms, you feel me? I know when to play what part. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there, yes sir, no sir, because you know most people that get booked, they all, you motherfucking pigs, fuck y'all. You know, I don't never do that. I'm always, you know what I'm saying, civil with it. So they didn't put me in no cell, so I'm 13 hours just sitting in the open. I can go get up and get water. I ain't in no cuffs. You know what I'm saying? They let me know, well, if we can't book you can't see the judge. And I'm saying people go see the judge before I come in, people getting them old bologna sandwiches. I start getting a little hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because me, I'm going to eat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to be in there starving. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, where my bologna sandwich at? They was like, we can't give you anything until you give us your fingerprints. I said, you can't give me no water? They had to think about it. They was like, yeah, we can give you some water. I was like, man, chill out, y'all. I was in there laughing. I was like, yo, y'all tripping right now. Hey, I was like, man, y'all hearing yourselves right now?
because I was laughing. Because they didn't know if I was serious. Because I was telling them, I'm a lawyer. And one girl was like, shut up, you're not a lawyer. Lawyers don't get locked up. Lawyers don't have face tattoos. I was like, shit, you looking at one. Then they was laughing and stuff. I was like, y'all really don't know what y'all doing right now. But I was real respectful with it. But I know how to play that part. You see what I'm saying? But again, I'm all in and out. I started really paying attention to other stuff. Like, they don't got me in no cell right now. They'll put me in the cell for like 5 minutes and take me out to transfer me with somebody that is booked in. So I'll be back on the outside. So again, I was in there for 13 hours. So they have 12-hour shifts. So after they did shift change, the guard handed me over to the next shift. It was so confusing for him because the next shift coming in was like, why is he not in the cell? So the guard that was over me, he was saying stuff like, well, we have I don't know what to do with this situation. He's not cooperating, but he's being respectable, if that makes sense. And I can tell they've never witnessed that before because how he was explaining to him. And the guy had looking for him, like, what do you mean he's not cooperating? What do you mean? Put him in the cell. And he was like, we haven't booked him in yet. And I was just listening to him. I was like, damn, I'm really fucking shit up right now. Okay, all right. Then he said, he's very respectable. He's just reserving his rights. I think he's sovereign. As soon as they said, I said, no, I'm not sovereign, guys. I would much appreciate if y'all stop saying that, okay? All right, I would much appreciate if you guys stop saying that, okay? I am not sovereign, all right? I am here against my will, so I don't feel the need to consent to what's going on right now, okay? And if y'all not gonna give me my due process, that's just what it is. That's the decision y'all gonna have to make. But clearly, I'm just gonna have to deal with it because I'm in y'all's protection right now. All right, because again, I'm not here by any will. I'm against my will right now. Everything here is fraud. Everything here is unauthorized. All right, now y'all saying I can't see the judge until I consent, which is extortion. So yeah. So 14 hours came, still not in the cell. No phone calls, because you know you got to get booked in. This is how they do you. You don't get a phone call till you get booked in. You see what I'm saying? Because for you to get booked in, they give you a phone number. They give you like a number, like they give you an inmate ID. You use that inmate ID to go over to the phones and use them. You know what I'm saying? So if your loved one got locked up recently, you shouldn't even expect to call for the first 7-8 hours because it takes a minute for them to get booked. They got to get booked in. They got to get showered. They got to get their clothes changed out. You feel me? They got to get, you know what I'm saying, with the program. So after they get their numbers, after they get their little badge on their wrist, see which unit they're going to be a part of. Like they might got a red unit, green unit, blue unit, however. After all that, that's when you can make your phone call. But that's way after the book, you know what I'm saying? After they don't put your fingerprints in the system, you done sign some stuff. You see what I'm saying? So after, it's like now everything is a privilege in there because it's like, but I understood everything was against, everything was duress. Everything was duress. So that's when I was like, okay, so you saying if I give you my fingerprints, then I can see the judge? And they was like, yeah, all you gotta do is give us. I was like, all right, cool. I just want y'all to know the only reason why I'm giving y'all this is so I can see the judge. And you know that was going over their heads and stuff. But yeah, so I ended up seeing the judge. She gave me a PR bond, signed myself out. All right, still fighting that matter right now. So yeah, I'm just letting y'all know what if you ain't in it for the long haul, go ahead and show them license. Go ahead and show, you know what I'm saying? Because this ain't for the weak, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. It don't matter how many kids you got. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much kids you could look, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Anything that's found after the charge or after the search, after you let them know you're traveling, because they're driving patrol. They're for businesses. The police officers are only to be involved in businesses. Like, they're only supposed to be pulling trucks over and stuff like that. And whoever has a registered license tag on the back, meaning they can run your tag. And they could be like, oh, hey, your tag is expired. You know what I'm saying? But you're voluntarily going and registering your property with the state. No one put a gun to your head. Some people just saying, hey, you gotta do that or you ain't gonna be able to drive, which is true because nobody knows there's a whole another category of traveling. Facts. Policy enforcers are debt collectors. All right, they're charging you up and they running your card and they getting paid for it and they're punishing you for it. And people are using their bodies and they're using their taxpayers to resolve the debt. It's definitely all business. But asking questions like, officer, what is your emergency? I see that you had your blue lights on. What's the emergency? What's your emergency? What is your reasonable, articulable fact? What is your RAF? Somebody look up what that is. Look up what RAF is. Reasonable, articulable fact. Meaning, what is your reason to pull me over? Can you articulate it? And is it a fact? And I can go ahead and wipe you off the map just off saying what's your reason? Oh, you said no tag? Well, I'm not driving. How can you articulate that in court? Man, what? You about to get dunked on. What? About to get dunked on. What they do, when somebody get dunked on the league? What? I'm gonna walk in court like this. I'm looking at the prosecutor and be like, hey, John Morant. Nah, I ain't gonna do all that. I ain't gonna do all that. Straight up. Straight up. I'm like, is the officer here today? Oh, no, he wasn't able to make it. Oh, objection. But I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Hey, all right. Here. Yeah, get your juice. Yeah. You good? Oh, man. You always trying to steal the show, man. It never fails. You just bust out crying for no reason. Now you just sitting there looking. What's going on? But yeah, right to travel. Your right to travel. You have a right to travel. You don't have a right to drive, people. So please don't be trying to argue with these folks. I got a right to drive. That's my right. No, it's not. And please don't be saying, please do not be saying things like, I'm sovereign, I don't have to go by the laws, I'm above the law. Man, y'all, please don't be saying that. Oh my goodness. You sound like an enemy of the state. You see what I'm saying? You sound like an enemy of the state. Straight up. And you don't want to be an enemy of the state. Go look up what the state, what Congress defined to be sovereign. Like, it's certain reasons to use that, but folks is using that in the wrong capacity. You know how many brothers is locked up claiming that? And that didn't do it properly. You know what I'm saying? Didn't word it right, saying things like, I'm sovereign, I don't got to go by your laws. I'm above it. I don't got to do all that. Yeah, bro. Okay, you got to prove it. What are you proving? What documents are you proving? Other than saying you're sovereign. What is your proof? Do you have proof that what you're saying, or is it just hearsay? Is it proof or is it hearsay? Which one is it? Because if it's hearsay, you have no proof. Oh yeah, they about to bam you. You might as well go ahead and put your hands behind your back and go ahead and ask what unit you about to be in. Go ahead and get some money on your books. You better go ahead and slap that metal on your wrist. Not laughing at it, but I'm just saying that's really what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, y'all, make sure y'all looking it up, y'all. You can Google this. There's been cases already won. Rights to travel. Go to YouTube. Stop being scared. Go to YouTube. Just type in rights to travel. There are literally people in court. Every act and law they're saying, Google it. Don't just say, oh, what did he say? Okay, that's what I got to say when I go in there. Because the dialogue is not going to be the exact same when you go in there. They may ask you some more stuff. And if you ain't been studying, you just been looking at YouTube saying, what do I say? Oh, and then there's so many people just be asking that. What do I say? What do I say when I go to dealership? What do I say? And that is the most beginner question in the world. That's like asking somebody, hey, mom, when I go inside the store, what do I tell them I want? Well, baby, what do you want? Do you want a burger? Do you want fries? You got to use your common sense. These are common laws. You got to use common sense. What do I say? It ain't about what you say. What do you know? That's what you say. You say what you know. And a lot of y'all don't know nothing, means you shouldn't be saying nothing. He who says less, he who knows less says less. If you don't know nothing, you shouldn't be saying nothing. You damn sure shouldn't be sending nothing. You should still be studying, researching. 'Cause that's all you can do. Don't matter about the emergency. Don't matter about none of that. But yeah, that's the message of the day, y'all. ERCs. I'm still doing ERCs. For those that haven't got no approval yet, it's just relax. Okay, IRS. Okay, y'all know the holidays, things like that. But the IRS is back kicking, back jumping. All right, so now they're approving 2022 business owners. So if you open up a business in 2022, you are eligible for the ERC. For those that are asking me what are my requirements, it's $3,000 up front, 25% on the back end. Okay, and you also need a business bank account. Oh, somebody asked me, Rich James Music. Go ahead and ask me, brother. You said you got a question about your endorsement method. Yes, go ahead and ask me. What's your question, brother? What's your question, brother? What's your question, brother? You can't receive a check from ERC. Yeah. 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 You're endorsing bills for 3 different companies. Okay. Well, I mean, you kind of answered that yourself. You said you're doing it for 3 different companies. So how would you put it all on one? How would you put that all on 11040? They're different. Those are different relationships. You need to do an individual one for each company, because then you will be commingling. Nah, you got to do each one individually. They're different each one of those corporations have different EIN numbers, meaning you're married to each one individually. Yeah, so yeah, you're gonna have to do that individually. 1040 for each corporation. My only question is, if we're not supposed to be paying bills, how come a lot of people don't know about this? Well, how many people read, brother? That's a kind of a self-explanatory question. How many people read? I can go amongst the people right now of America and ask, hey, do anybody know about Bill of Exchange? People gonna be like, what? What do you mean, Billy Shane? So, I mean, I'm not the guy to ask that. You got to go ask the people around you. Why don't you know about these acts? These acts have been around for quite some time. I had to ask myself, why don't I know none of this? Because I was distracted. None of my family, none of my friends knew none of this. So I had to separate. So, I mean, that's kind of a self-explanatory question, brother. There's a reason everybody don't know this. People like LeBron James and Cardi B. Think about your last 5 conversations that you've had with all your people you're in connection with. What value did it have to any of your rights? And that tells you the reason why none of us know this stuff. We don't talk about nothing. We think we talk about stuff because we chasing the bag, which means nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's really why it is like that. So it's a select few. That's why I only speak for the select few, because I know everybody on this ain't gonna read. You know what I'm saying? It's just a select few. And I'd rather high five with the select few rather than trying to bring everybody that I know that ain't gonna read. It's the battle versus the readers versus the non-readers. That's really what it is. What was the last act you've read that told you, hey, the credit is the right granted. Hey, the Federal Reserve, your application is the collateral for, you see what I'm saying? What have you read that would inform you of that? Because ESPN ain't gonna do it. The barbershop ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? The shade room ain't gonna do it. Instagram ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta really think, like, what are you fascinated with? A lot of folks say they fascinated with growth, but they don't read nothing. And it's an old saying that goes, all readers aren't leaders, but all leaders read. So for you to be a pillar in your family amongst your friends, you got to be the reader. You got to, because of all the ones around us aren't reading. I got family members still ain't read none of this stuff. They just be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. I'm like, okay, why aren't you exercising your rights? Like, you ain't about being proud of me. Why aren't you exercising your rights? You got to unlearn to relearn. That's the hardest part to a lot of this. You got to unlearn to relearn. Yeah. So, hopefully there's more folks like myself that's pushing folks to read. I don't like just giving straight, clear answers to folks, because a lot of folks can't even handle the answer. Folks be like, man, just tell me what to say when I go to do this. Okay, go say this. Say this, this, this. All right, thank you. And then they can go say that and still not go get nowhere. Because what you going to do when they rebut and tell you, sorry, we don't know what that is? What you going to do to prove what you're saying is true? What you going to say, hey, Mansa told me? Oh, this guy that helps people, he told me to say this. Like, what? Y'all be sounding crazy. Sounding like grown minors. So again, a lot of folks is okay with working. A lot of folks is okay with trying to have 2 or 3 jobs to pay a bill. That's why a lot of folks don't know this, because they're too busy working. Who has time to go read? Think about it. Who has time to go read? A lot of folks got kids. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks got to go to work. You definitely ain't reading at work. You don't even want to be at work. So you just trying to do what you can to fly time by. So when you get off work, you only got like 2 hours to yourself. You use that time scrolling on social media. You use that time sleeping, laying down, watching whatever it is folks watch. And then the rest of the time is with your kids. A lot of times folks don't even spend time with their kids. So you gotta think, you don't got that much time in the day. So if a lot of prioritizing is key, I mean, you got to make time. I don't care if you got to call in to work. Like, listen, I can't go to work today. I got to read today. I tell my boss that, look, I got to read. Do with that as you will, boss, but I have to read today. It's life or death situation. There's some documents that I'm supposed to go over because my life depends on it. They're going to be like, what's going on? It's a private matter. All right, but there is some documentation that I need to read to save my life, okay? I am very sick, and I need to go over these documents to save my life. And I don't want to go into it too much, but I'm not going to be able to go into work today. I may not be here tomorrow, okay? I will make it up when I can, but my life is in danger. And you don't gotta tell them what it is, because your life is in danger. You might be fired, but you chose the right way. Now you're gonna have to go all in. A lot of y'all losing. Oh my gosh, I gotta go find a job. I will take your ass back to the slave. Take your ass back there. Folks be like, oh my God, I just got this good paying job. Man, it is a billion good paying jobs out here. Yep, you better go. Let me not say that. You better get creative on the resume. You better get creative on the resume. Folks be scared to lose their job when you can wake up and go apply for another one the next day. What? I had like 4 jobs in 1 week. 4 jobs in 1 week. Y'all trying to hold on to that. I'll be trying to tell y'all that company done threw y'all a piece apart, and you done, I like this company though. You're a grown ass child. They threw your piece apart and put your happy face on the plaque. You know what I'm saying? Put you with your PPP equipment on, put your face on for employee of the week, and you just think that's family now. That ain't your damn family. It's your damn family. That's your struggle family. Because y'all feel like y'all have to do that. So y'all have to love each other. You have to love Mr. Franklin. That's three operators down. Even though Mr. Franklin be looking at you up and down all the time, be making you feel some type of way, but it's your fault because you keep wearing them skin tight tights to work with your lipstick booming, you feel me? You dressed up like you're going to the club, you on the plantation. So now you're eye candy for the guys on the line. And so that's why guys love going to work, because they like saying, oh, I'm going to work. Well, I'm about to get her number today. I'm going to see if she going to smoke with me on break. Hey, you smoke? Yeah. I know. But yeah, all that is a waste of time, y'all. So I'm just saying, do that until you learn your rights. The reason why I call it a waste of time, because you're operating outside of your rights. And I don't care what nobody say. And again, I apologize if I'm making anybody feel less than, because you're not. I'm letting you know you're a brilliant individual. You just don't understand your rights, which is a simple problem to fix, because all you gotta do is read. Simple problem to fix, all you gotta do is read. But until you read, all right, you will keep operating out of your rights. And since you're operating out of your rights, you will be doing things that's gonna keep draining you. And a lot of y'all are depressed right now. You try to smile about it, but you're only depressed because you don't like your financial situation, or you don't like your financial way of doing things. Because every time you get paid, it goes to something, and you don't really have no freedom. So you turn up on weekends, the Saturdays, you get drunk out your mind, pills out your mind, just to start all over on Monday. Now you're in a whole rat race. Now you're doing the same thing. Now you're looking older than you're supposed to look. You see what I'm saying? Now your mentality is shifting. Now you're accepting this way of life. Now you're thinking this is life. Now you have accepted it. All right, whole time there's people like me looking you in the face and, hey, you might want to wake up. You might just want to start reading. You might just want to start listening to these conspiracy theorists that you was claiming that they didn't know what they was talking about. All right, so because the life that's now waking up, asking the kids what y'all want to do today, decided not to do it because you're tired or something like, man, y'all, that is the real life. Like, losing track of time is real life. Positively. Losing the track of time because you just living life is how you supposed to be living life. And that's a quote. Y'all make sure y'all put my name behind that. Losing the track of time because you're living life is the real life, okay? Okay. You living by a schedule. You on circle dates. So your vacation, which is only 6 months, you take one vacation out the year. You've been doing that for 20 years, and you have been okay with that. Your prime years are gone, okay, which means you can recreate some years by putting some information in your mind and kind of time traveling, because the more info you know, it's like the younger you feel, it's like the more energy you get, you know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like I'm booted with info, ready to unleash, and I have been unleashing. You know what I'm saying? It's just been bam, 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 bam. Like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. It's really been a wrap. Have no fear. Information is here. Need to make them shirts too. Have no fear. Information is here. That's what it is, family. Message of the day. Word of the day. That ain't live. That ain't life. That ain't life. That's not life, family. You wait until you turn 40 so you can get a retirement check. That is not life, family. That is not life. You've been trying to get hired on, so because you've been hearing about what they'll give you after you gave them 20 years. That's not life. That 401k is coming out of your own trust. They're not matching you dollar for dollar. Why? Because dollars don't really exist with corporations. So what dollar are they matching? Oh, they're matching the dollars out of your account that you were supposed to be using from the get-go. Oh, guess where your retirement came from? And you was matching it. Oh, I matched my 401k. Oh, yeah, my company got good 401k. They match you for every dollar they do it. Like, I usually thought that was the talk until I understood what was going on. Yeah, BMW got everybody thinking they made it. Cause I remember like what, 18, 19? Like to hear about getting like working at BMW like a plant job like that or manufacturing job, like yo, that's good. You hold that down. Oh shoot, cause they make some good money. You be there for 20 years, man. You get up to $30. Wait a minute. You mean tell me I'm gonna be working here for 20 years only to get up to $30 or $50 an hour, and we're okay with that? So I'll be like, we need guys like me to step on these goals and these dreams. Because I'll take the flack. I'll take the people saying, hey, who do you think you are? And I'll be like, well, I'm your brother. I'm just the one that made it out. You know what I'm saying? I was just like you. I'm not better than you, but I'm just like, there's probably some things you're better than me in it. But as far as like business and, oh, hell no. Nah. Oh, no. Okay, but as far as knowing what's going on, y'all, they are paying you out of your own account. How do I know this? The only way you know if they're not paying you out your own account, if they didn't take an application and you kind of working on the table and you getting cash. That's the only way. If you had to give an application, you provided your social, they try to tell you it was a background check, but because all crimes are commercial first and foremost, but they try to tell you it was background check, y'all, literally, that gave them access to your trust account. Okay? You gave them access to your trust account, meaning every payday, you're not getting paid out of the CFOs or the business owners' pockets. You're getting paid out your own account. It's just like insurance. When you go get insurance, you got to sign up, right? Apply, right? Exactly. That insurance, you're already insured. You're already insured, but you have to enforce it. You can't just say, hey, I found this in my, this is supposed to be included. No, you got to send it in writing. You got to let them know, hey, I would like this to be included in my finance charge. Now, how do I go about that? For those that are thinking to yourself, how do I do that? Go to 15 USC 1605 and read all of it. Read it all the way down to the bottom. Read all the way down to the bottom. Alright? You are getting paid out of your own account. Child support is not real. Alright? When the dad go pay his child support to the state, it is a gift. It is a voluntary donation because it's already an escrow account created for the child at birth. Okay? Starting upward of $6 million as soon as the baby, as soon as those paperwork, as soon as that name is put on that birth certificate, all right, that birth certificate is deposited into the Federal Reserve System, okay? All right, that's what's going on. Everything is already paid for. I don't understand why people be asking like, okay, if everything's paid for, why you charge for the class? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Okay? Okay? If China raises prices on tea $3, does that affect what you and your baby mama got going on? No. 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 Straight up. Straight up. But yeah, y'all, if y'all working to try to hit a goal at your job, I'm here to let you know you're wasting your time. You're not only wasting your time, you're wasting your family's time. Because you could be a pillar in your family learning some real information, but instead you're using that time to go clock in to go get a dollar amount, just to go use that dollar amount on bills that are already prepaid, which would fall under 1 USC 1 insanity. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't want to be insane, you must start becoming informed. You don't get uninsane in one night. I don't know if that's the word it is now. You don't get uninsane overnight. You see what I'm saying? It's a transition. It's a mental that you're gonna have to start putting in yourself. Like every day you're gonna have to be working on, okay, I'm wealthy. I'm not talking about just saying that, actually going to read wealth. You got to read wealth before you get wealth. You don't just poof. Wealth don't just pop into your lap. You got to work your way to wealth. And you can read yourself to wealth. You're going to read yourself to wealth. That rhyme. And again, that's another t-shirt. All right. I said it first. So if y'all hear anybody say it, all right, just know this. They are stealing. Okay. You must read yourself to wealth. You must read yourself to wealth. You must read yourself to wealth. I want you to look in the mirror and say that 3 times and turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, you must read yourself to wealth. Okay? All right? The more you read, the more you achieve. The more you read, the less you need. Man, folks be saying I'm building a coat, and I start saying, you know what? I might just build a coat. Okay? I might just build one. Why not? Well, why not? I'm going to build a positive coat. All right? A coat full with straight, empowered people defending the Constitution. Give us life, give us liberty, give us death. Okay? We ain't here to play. What the dude in Florida say? Y'all think I came to play, but god damn it, I'm not. Okay? I think my son just pooed it and it stinks. It just went through my mouth. Woo! Sheesh. Yeesh. Sheesh. So make sure y'all go into the mirror and make sure y'all turn to your neighbor. Make sure you say it. Alright? I must read myself to wealth. I must read myself to wealth. I must read myself to wealth. The more I read, the more I achieve. The more I read, the less I need. Okay? 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 It's the freeway, not the highway. The less I know, the more I'ma pay. The more I know, the less I'ma pay. And the longer I'ma stay, okay? Straight up. Big exclamation mark at the end. Straight up. Put that in your memory bank. Put that in your regiment. Put that in your daily routine. Put that in your repertoire, your memo, your memoir. Put it in your death certificate. Put it in your birth certificate. Put it everywhere. I must read myself to wealth. Straight up. Straight up. How far I say I am? Oh, I'm almost to my destination. Almost. But yeah, y'all, that's the message of the day. Okay, right to travel. You must read. All right, I'm doing ERCs. Have your 3,000 ready. I'm not doing no deals. People have already paid their 3,000, so I got to be honest to them. So I'm not doing no deals. There is no pay more on the back end. I don't trust none of you. Okay, so 3 racks up front. I need that business bank account. I need the business to be from either 2022 or prior. All right, again, I'm going to need more information, but just to start off, that's what I'm going to need, okay? That's just to get you qualified. Doesn't matter how many employees, none of that matters. All right, read between the lines. None of that matters. Read between the line. None of that matters. Read between the line. None of that matters. If you're scared, go to church. Bosses only. If you're scared, go to church. Bosses only. If you're scared, go to church. Bosses only. Okay? All right? Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Y'all gotta read between the lines. All I need is your EIN. All I need is your 3 racks. That is 3,000.00. I had a woman come in. Oh, I thought you was only charging 100. I'm like, who the hell told you that, Belinda? Who? It's 3,000, man. 3,000 up front, 25% on the back, and you can have the big eyeballs all you want. Like, damn, that's a whole lot. You right. You right. And the quicker you accept it, the quicker we can move on. All right. Now, if you don't want to do that, get on up out my inbox. All right, go find somebody else to do it. Because I ain't going low. I'm not going no lower. I don't care how long you know me. None of that. I don't trust none of y'all. Okay? I don't know what y'all going to do with this type of money. All right? I done seen somebody fold over $500. Seen somebody fold over $1,500. I done seen somebody fold over 5 bands, 10 bands, 30 bands. So I know somebody going to fold over 350 bands. I don't trust none of y'all. All right, I think all y'all cheapskates, to be real with you. This is me. It's just me, and I love being wrong. But that's just me. That's just me. All right, I don't believe it until it's done. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it until it's done. Everything's going good with everybody. Nobody done caught no weird. You feel me? But I still need all the new folks. Hell nah. Hell no. Who is this? Okay, that's what we doing. That's what we doing. All right, so all you need is an EIN from 2022 or prior. 2022 or prior. You need 3,000 up front. I'm taking Zelle. Man, you see me trying to get old, I'm gonna have to start bullying. Yeah, but 3,000 up front, 25% on the back end. You'll get a proof upward of 350K. 350K. Folks already getting paid out. Folks already getting paid out. Folks have gotten paid out. No, I'm not showing y'all folks' bank accounts. I've already showed a few checks for around 150,000, but all the 350 ones, I'm not showing those unless they tell me, hey, yeah, you can show mine. But I'm not asking those folks, hey, man, let me use yours so I can, man, I don't care about none of that. Man, this stuff is real. If you don't believe it's real, go to the IRS.gov and type in ERC and see if this is legit or not. All right, I don't got time for a billion questions. I ain't about to hop on the line with everybody to, hey, let me can I talk to you for 10 minutes to see. No. All I need is EIN, your 3K, and your business information. But I'm going to send you a list of everything I need. But first, I got to know that you down with that 3K, down with that, you got the EIN, and you have, business bank account. If you don't have a business bank account, you can make one today, tomorrow, but we can't move forward unless you have a business bank account. All right? Okay, it doesn't matter if you did the PPP, none of that matters. None of that matters. It takes 120 days for you to get your money, all right? 120 days for the turnaround time. 120 days for the turnaround time. How do I know that? Because that's what the IRS says. I can only go off what the IRS says. I can only go off what the IRS says. Now, you may get lucky and get yours before that. You may get lucky and get yours before that. Now, again, don't be blowing my phone up saying, hey, when is it coming? When is it? Call the IRS. But I wouldn't do too much calling because, again, we're being creative for a lot of you. So a lot of y'all, don't fuck it up. Trying to, where's the money, IRS? I had somebody do that. All right. You on your own. You on your own. I'm gonna put this up. I'm like 5 minutes from my destination. But yeah, if you're interested, DM me. Just simply say ERC ready. ERC ready. I don't got time to be asking them 50, 100 questions. If you got any questions about the ERC, go to IRS.erc.gov. Okay? And then after that, after you see all what they talking about, you come back to me and you say, hey, let's go. Let's do this. If you get declined, you will get your $3,000 back. We haven't had anybody decline. We had one person that received the first quarter and second quarter, so she had to do a third quarter. So she didn't get declined, but hers was delayed. We had to go in, you know what I'm saying, move some things around. But we got her situated, okay? But if y'all are waiting on any updates on your approvals, okay, keep in mind the holidays pushed a lot of things back. You know, at first I was saying two days for approval. Okay, so just give it time. Just give it time. As you can see, I'm on here. I didn't run off on nobody. I'm still on here, same page. I ain't made no new page. I don't block folks. All right, that's what it is. If you're interested, inbox me. If you're interested in any course, I have a beginner course that is $250. It's overstanding. It basically breaks down all the acts that you need to overstand to be able to move properly, to be able to operate your consumer credit transactions. I have an advanced course that's $500, meaning you're supposed to, after watching that multiple times, you should be ready to execute. All right, that is my execution course. That is $500. All right, if you want a course, just tap in course ready. I take Cash App or Zelle. Cash App or Zelle. Why don't I take credit card? Because folks like to charge back cards, okay? Now, again, I don't trust none of you. All I do is trust my product. All right, my product has gotten folks their deeds to their houses, titles to their cars, living bill free, no utilities, no rents, okay? The information speaks for itself. All right, if you don't believe it, just go on my page, just start scrolling down, just see what you like, see what you don't like. I mean, I'm not here to force you to do anything, but I am the guy to give you what you need. If you want that Za, I got it. If you want that Reggie pack, I got it. Anything you need. Okay? That's what it is, y'all. So, damn, all on me. Back up. Alright, but yeah, that's what it is, y'all. Tap in with it. That's what you're interested in. I don't like to waste time, okay? I'm not really a talking person when it gets to business. I do all my talking on my lives. Alright? I do all my talking on lives. Please don't come in my inbox and ask me more info on the ERC. Alright? Whoever told you about the ERC, and then if y'all telling folks about it, please inform them to do their research before they come to me. Because I don't want it to sound like I'm sounding like an a-hole, you feel what I'm saying? I don't give them clear answers. I'm like, hey man, go to the IRS. If that's what you're interested in, come holler at me. Because you were supposed to do that, all right? I don't have time to be breaking every single thing down to everyone. All right? Okay? Peace and love, family. Make sure y'all reading. All right, make sure y'all staying safe. Make sure y'all staying productive. All right? Peace.